Do you daydream? I do. Daydreaming is a very, very human phenomenon, and all of us daydream. But let me ask you another question. What happens when your classmates they make fun of you and put you down on various occasions? Uh, Maybe it's your looks, or maybe you're not very, very exam oriented. You can't get marks, so they look down upon you, and then you sit down and daydream. I'm getting a lot of marks. I'm the number one in the class. Do you do you imagine like that? Yeah, so today's story is about a boy, a young boy who is from very, very poor background, and he has to work after school because his family is very poor, and he has to not only feed himself but also support his family. So this young boy, let me call him Barton, maybe. Okay. So Barton is a young boy who works after school in a chemist shop, and there is this chemist and his wife. Both of them are not very kind to our little Barton. And his agony does not end there. Even in school, his classmates who come from affluent background, it's a private school and it gives admission to poor students as well. So Barton is there and studying there. So what happens with him? Just one scenario. He's in his class, and this old boy whose name is Thomas comes to him and says that your nose looks like rubber nose. And then Barton thinks of saying something or retaliate, but he controls himself, doesn't say anything. But within his heart, he's tormented, he's pained. And then another boy comes and asks him, what do you do after school? Do you want to play with us? Then, very innocently and naively, Barton tells them, I have to work after school. So the boy asked, where do you work? I work at a drugstore and I clean bottles. Oh, you clean bottles? Oh. Then he tells that, yeah, I do, and the lady makes me wash the same bottle again and again. Then the boy looks at him and says, oh, so you are Bottles Barton. And there was this girl who was standing next to him. She started laughing. And whenever she would bump into him, she would look at him and roll her eyes and then wouldn't say anything. But Barton knows that what does she mean. Now, in this scenario, our little Barton is living and working very hard. And he daydreams that one day, I just need one day to answer all these eyes, all these mouths. And then one day, there's this competition of high jump was going on. And suddenly, one of the team members of the school fell sick and he could not participate. So the school coach was looking for his replacement. And then Barton volunteered. And the coach again made fun of him and looked at him. Can you high jump? Just look at yourself, what you are. But coach did not have any other option. So what could he do? So he said, okay, And then the whole team starts. So there were teams from other schools also. And what is this? One after another, children were going out because those who were performing, they remained in the game. Rest had to leave. And this was the last chance. There were only two kids, our Barton and one more kid from another school. And this rivalry between the two schools was very well known. So what happens? Yes, Barton jumped very high, 6 feet and 2 inches. That was a record. Everybody was shocked. Everybody was shocked. And Barton used to daydream that people would come to him and say nice things. And this is exactly what happened with Barton. That girl also came and said that, "Oh, I always knew you would do that. You have so much potential. I'm an admirer of you." In his heart, Barton was thinking, "Oh my goodness, seriously? Seriously, you used to think about me like that?" He wanted to say it, he wanted to articulate it, but he could not. In his heart, he was a very nice person. And he knew that how it feels when you make someone feel bad about himself or herself. He just smiled and said, "Thank you." So this is what happened with Barton, and I think this story applies to many people around the world. So another question: if you daydream and if you dream like Barton, and finally you're there, your dream come true, your daydream coming true, what would you do? You will show your humility, your kindness, your goodness, or you would also behave like those people. Success changes a lot of things, a lot of people. What about you? So, on that note, let me say bye bye. We'll meet again. Till then, ta-da!